Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. This is a beginner's vinyasa sequence. So if you're brand spanking new to yoga or just making your way back to your mat after a well-deserved rest, this is an amazing opportunity for you to get to know how to move in your body from a yogic perspective. We'll be going over some standing shapes that you'll see in any general public class. We'll also be going through a couple of modified sun salutations, very exciting, and just moving in the unique and beautiful way that only you can move on your mat. I have 2 blocks with me. Props are not required for this practice, but if you would like to get to know how to use props during a yoga practice, I would highly recommend grabbing a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, no biggie. You can use anything really to help bring the earth up to you. Maybe you have a pillow or a blanket that can be folded up to lift the seats, create some space in the hips. We'll be going over some modified or supported variations of shapes like child's pose, puppy pose, extended side angle, and I will also give an option for a restorative shape for your shavasana. When you're ready, we'll begin in a supported hero's pose, virasana. So if you have blocks, great. If not, let me show you real quick. You can always use a stool, or maybe you have an ottoman or a thick couch cushion, anything like that. This can also be great to bring the earth up to the hands, something like this. Just because it doesn't have a yoga stamp on it doesn't mean that you can't use it for yoga. That's what I'm saying. So set yourself up for success, the back of your space. If you don't want to be in the supported hero's pose, feel free to find a cross-legged seat with your block under the sit bones. Maybe you'd like siddhasana, one heel in, one heel stacked in front, or sukhasana with the legs crossed. For me, I'm going to be in a supported hero's pose with the knees bent, sitting up on 2 blocks for a little extra space. And for you, it might be helpful to be at the back of your space. I will be demonstrating some of these shapes from the middle of my space so that I can be facing you. So set up your seat. Find a way to create length in the spine. Maybe even lean back. This feels really nice. And an open invitation to close down the eyes or soften the gaze if that feels comfortable. Or you can find a drishti, a focal point, anything in your space that's not moving, maybe a tiny speck on the wall, a thumbtack, anything to retract from the job of looking, to help the mind settle into the breath. I invite you to bring palms to the tops of the thighs, perhaps face down, a signal to the body, a symbol to the mind that we're rooting down here, accepting the gifts of the present moment as they are, showing up for ourselves in body and in breath. If you do have the eyes closed or the gaze soft, bring a little bit of space between the top teeth and the bottom teeth. Allow the tongue to soften down to the bottom of the mouth. Notice if this has an impact on any tension or holding, gripping in the body. And come home to the breath. Notice the air on your skin. temperature of your inhales and exhales, or the texture of the earth coming up to meet you without judgment. And bring your awareness to the breath. Kindly, gently, coming home to this compass, the depth and quality of your inhales and exhales, as many times as you need. Plant a seed at the base of your spine. Allow it to travel up through the crown. Embrace this length. Maybe notice any physical or energetic adjustments that can be made here. And we'll take a few breaths together. If comfortable, I invite you to inhale and exhale through the nose, the lips sealed. If you'd like to incorporate your Ujjayi breath, your ocean breath, pranayama, create a soft constriction in the back of the throat, almost like you're fogging up a mirror with the lips sealed, making a ha sound without opening your mouth. Try it a few times on your own. See if it's something you'd like to embrace today. If not, it's okay to leave these suggestions. I'm here merely to suggest. You are captain of your own ship, and you have autonomy here on your mat today. Beginning with some guided inhales and exhales from your comfortable seat, maintaining this integrity in the spine, maybe a slight core engagement to stay lifted here in the heart, head over heart over pelvis. Inhale for a count of 5. Pause for a count of 2. And exhale out the nose for a count of 6. Pause at the bottom, feel the empty. And inhale, bring the air back in for 5. Pause at the top, embrace the fullness of your breath. Maybe take an extra sip of air here through the nose. And exhale through the nose for 6. Maybe take an extra exhale here. Pause. Notice the empty. And a big, beautiful breath, as deep as you've taken all day. Fill the lungs, fill the heart. Pause for a beat or 2 and take an extra sip of air here. And exhale, let it go out the nose. Feel the shoulders soften down. Tension leaving. Good. Take an extra exhale here. Maybe draw the navel in. Pause. Embrace the empty. Good. Inhale. Full, beautiful breath. Take an extra sip at the top, and we'll take a cleansing breath out through the mouth. Audible sigh. Let it go. Good. Flutter the eyes open if you had them closed. And we'll move into a couple of seated cow-cats. Option to massage the tops of the thighs as we move the spine. You can also have the toes tucked here if that feels more supportive. On an inhale, draw the palms towards the knees, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back, maybe gaze slightly up, mindful not to crunch the back of the neck, seated cow. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine, draw the palms up towards the hip creases, pin the elbows back. Inhale, seated cow, broaden through the collarbone. Exhale, seated cat. Draw the fingers up to the hip creases, round the spine. One more with your own breath. Good. On an inhale, come home to neutral. And we'll come to the right foot for a half malasana here, your half yogi squat. So bend into the right knee, toes pointed out. Maybe we'd like to stay here, option to bring right elbow to the inside of the right leg and find a gentle push here while you resist this with the right leg. Notice what happens when you stay neutral in the spine and maintain this resistance. Inhale here and exhale here. Good. Option to move a little deeper. Maybe we bring the elbow a little lower, and on an inhale, reach through the left arm. Pause for your exhale. Option to bend into the left elbow. Bring the back of the palm to the low back. Find this little chicken wing here with the left elbow. Or maybe we slide the left palm around. Reach for a bind. Again, maintaining this little bit of resistance, opening through the heart, rolling the left shoulder back. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Good. If you opted for the bind or the hand behind the back, inhale, come back through center. Embrace the space you've created. And bring the right foot in and bend into the left knee. Bring the sole of the left foot to the mat. Toes turned out, maintaining this long spine. Maybe we begin to slide the left arm down, pressing into the left leg. As the left leg gently presses into the left arm. Come home to your breath. Maybe we begin to slide the left arm down just a little more. Only if it feels comfortable to you today. You're always welcome to stay here or find another variation that maybe fuels your inner landscape. Good. And on an inhale, we reach the right arm high. Maybe gaze follows. Deep breath in. And on an exhale, bend into the right elbow. Bring right hand to the low back. Roll the shoulder back. Again, maybe we'd like to stay here, finding length in the spine, opening through the chest. Or maybe we bind around the left leg, any amount. Wherever you are, you shouldn't be feeling pain, anything that could be described as sharp. That's the body just saying no thank you. Good. On an inhale, unravel. Ooh, come back through center. That feels really nice. And we'll make our way to the abdomen. So for you, you'll come up off your blocks. You can leave them at the back of your space. And begin to lower here, maybe pinning the elbows back, slowly waving the spine down. And we'll pause in our crocodile shape, bending the elbows, stacking the palms, maybe bringing the forehead to the backs of the hands. And find some cooling breaths here. Notice what it might feel like to bend the knees, maybe rock the feet side to side, massage the quads, the hip creases. Good. And we'll move into a laying chest opener. So from your crocodile shape, beginning with the right arm, extend the right arm out to the right, maybe to a T. Right palm down, turn the left toes towards the sky. Take a deep breath in here. And on an exhale, lift up and over to the right. Maybe we have our left toes tap behind the body, so long as there's no excess pressure in the low back. Maybe we'd like to stack the feet or bring the left shin in front of the body. You can always leave the left hand planted on the mat, or maybe bring it behind the back for a little bit of an opening through the left shoulder as we compress the right any amount. And come home to the breath here. Good. Find an exhale. And on an inhale, unravel back through center. And take it to the second side. Left arm reaches to the left. Come onto the left ear and cheek. Maybe tent up onto the right fingertips. Turn the right toes to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale up and over to the left. Find some deep breaths here. Maybe we're wringing out the spine with a little twist. Maybe we have the hips stacked or right knee kickstand in front of the body. Find the space that offers the most ease to your breath and pause there. Good. Find an exhale. Inhale brings you back through center. Take the toes a little bit wider. Root down through the tops of the feet. Slide the palms forward. Root down through the pelvis, through the pubic bone. Bring elbows stacked under the shoulders. Press into the palms, into the forearms. Inhale, broaden through the collarbone. Extend through the crown first. On your way to Sphinx pose, maybe we pause here. Long spine. Maybe we begin to roll the shoulders back. Press the ribs forward as you lift the heart. Maybe gaze forward. Sphinx. Again, we can be here finding more length with a slight tuck of the chin. Whatever makes our lumbar spine or low back feel most supported. And you can find your Sphinx here. Maybe you take the hands a little wider or a little further in front. Wherever you are, really root down through the low body to extend up and out of the low back. Pause for a deep breath in and a long breath out. Little bit of core engagement. Notice how maybe your exhales can inspire this engagement. Good. And we'll tuck the toes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Fire up the core. Lift into a forearm plank. Always an option to lower the knees here, toes tucked or untucked. Wherever you are, find that fire in your center. Take an inhale here. Long line, crown to tail. Maybe pause, close down the eyes. Bring this to your mind's eye. Good. On an exhale, lower the knees, shift forward onto the tippy toes, and send the hips to the sky, puppy pose. Here we have a couple of options. We're keeping the hips stacked over the knees. Option to have the toes tucked or untucked. Maybe you'd like to have a blanket or a towel to pad the knees. Maybe you bring a block or a pillow beneath the forehead for support. Take some deep breaths here. Maybe gently wrap the upper arm bones out. Press into all 10 fingerprints. If the toes are untucked, root down through the tops of the feet to protect the knees. And allow the heart to melt towards the earth. Come home to the breath. Good. Find an inhale. On an exhale, draw the palms underneath the shoulders, round the spine, cat pose, chin to chest from your tabletop shape. Inhale, drop the navel, lift the gaze, cow. Again, we're not crunching the back of the neck, just maybe gently rolling the shoulders back, sliding the shoulder blades down the back body and lifting the heart. Deep belly breath here. Exhale, beginning from the tail, wave the spine, chin to chest, cat, press the earth away from you. If the wrists are not liking this, we can always come up onto fists or practice finding your hasta bandha, which is almost like you're creating a suction cup with the palm of the hand, pressing into all 10 fingerprints, maybe closing down the eyes for a moment, envisioning a tiny flower in the palm of the hand. And we're doing our best not to squish the flower. That's your hasta bandha, your hand lock. Move through a few more rounds of cow-cat your way. Maybe you'd like to stay here, finding your cow-cats, inhaling to drop the navel, and exhale, chin to chest. Or perhaps you'd like to veer off the railroad tracks a bit. Find a little expression, maybe draw circles with the tail, or stir the abdomen, finding this barrel roll situation. Good. Find a few more cycles of breath. Good. And just for a moment, we'll take it back to child's pose. If you have a block back there, feel free to have a seat on it. See what it feels like to be supported here in your child's pose. And similar to our puppy shape, we can have the knees wide, big toes coming in towards each other. They don't have to touch. And maybe we bring a block beneath the forehead or beneath the chest. And take some deep breaths. Feel supported here. This is your child's pose. This is your rest shape. Feel free to come to this shape at any time. Your puppy pose is also a beautiful option for cooling, opening up through the heart. Find an inhale. On an exhale, again, we draw the shoulders over the wrists. Think cat pose as you wave the spine forward. Bring the knees under the hip points. Tuck the toes. Sink the hips towards the heels. Maybe walk the palms up half a palm print forward if you'd like, or just leave them where they are. Spin the elbow creases to look forward. Take a deep breath in. Lift the knees. Hover. Belly is towards the tops of the thighs, heels lifted. Pause for your exhale here. Create length. Take an inhale, press into the earth. On an exhale, begin to tilt the tail towards the sky. Option always to keep knees bent. And slowly pedal out the feet. Find your downward dog. The heels don't have to come towards the earth, or the heels don't have to meet the earth, is what I'm saying. We can always keep a generous bend. And maybe from here, we spin the elbow creases to look forward, find that hasta bandha, almost like you're trying to open jars with the palms flat to the earth. And from here, send the sit bones towards the sky and melt the heels towards the earth. Good. Come home to the breath. Take a full cycle here. On your inhale, lift the heels, come up high on the tippy toes. And on an exhale, soft knees, crisscross walk all the way to the top of your space. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Deep bend in the knees, feet hips width flush together, maybe a little wider. Hands, if they meet the earth, great. If they don't, great. Whatever makes your low back feel the most supported here. Maybe you let the head dangle, gently shake the head yes and no, making space in your cervical spine. And with our knees bent, crown towards the earth, from here, maybe we begin to lengthen the tail towards the sky, lengthen the backs of the legs, keeping this support for our lumbar spine. Good. And we'll root to rise, beginning from the tail. Maybe sit the bum bones back slightly and slowly curl the spine upwards, slow and steady, stacking the bones, breathing as you go. Good. Find your tall, beautiful mountain. Maybe palms shine forward, broaden through the collarbones, soft knees. On an inhale, sweep the hands up overhead. Maybe for just a moment, we come up on the tippy toes. Exhale, sink the heels, bend the knees, sink the bum bones back, hinge and fold, Uttanasana. Moving through some sun salutations. Inhale, lift the torso halfway, slide the palms up the fronts of the legs, roll the shoulders back. Long spine. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Plant the palms, step one foot back and then the other, and lower the knees for supported plank. We'll come into a prone back bend, so if there's any blocks or props on your mat, you may want to move them out of the way. Spin the elbow creases to look forward. Strong core here, just like in our forearm plank. Deep breath in. And then exhale, pin the elbows back. Lower all the way to the abdomen. Root down through the tops of the feet, just like our Sphinx pose, and the pubic bone. Slide the palms back in line with the ribs, almost like you're pointing the elbows at each other. Notice this, broadening through the collarbone. Find an inhale, lift, gentle cobra. Finding length in the crown, maybe a slight tuck of the chin, and exhale, lower. Good, tuck the toes. On an inhale, press through tabletop. Sink the hips towards the heels. And exhale, tail to sky, downward dog. Good, inhale, come up high on the tippy toes. Exhale, soft knees, walk to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, your version. And exhale, fold, finding those bent knees. Inhale, root to rise, press into the feet. Allow this to be what lifts you all the way up, high mountain. Exhale, palms touch. Anjali Mudra, thumbs at the sternum. Let's move through that one more time with another prone back bend variation. On an inhale, maybe you bend the knees, sweep the arms up overhead, find a tiny back bend, press the hips forward, core engagement. Exhale, swan dive, bent knees, forward fold. Good. Inhale, slide the palms up the legs, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Step one foot back and then the other. Option to lower the knees for your supported plank, or maybe for just a deep breath in, we find out what it's like here in our high plank. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way to the abdomen. And we'll find a modified upward dog. So maybe sliding the palms back just a bit, keeping the toes tucked. Begin to inhale, lengthen through the arms. Again, we're not dumping into the low back here. Core engagement, long spine. Maybe gaze slightly up, lifting the chin just a bit. Deep breath in. Exhale, press the hips back towards the heels and make your way to downward dog. So anytime we say find your flow, use one of those variations, your cobra, your sphinx, your modified upward dog. You can even come to cow cat or child's pose. Good. Take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Beautiful. Root down through the left heel. Inhale, extend the right leg back, keeping the hips level. We can be here, hovering the toes any amount, or maybe we lift up a little higher, bend into that left knee, and then try to send that right heel towards the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, shift forward, come onto the left tippy toes. Think cat pose as you draw the right knee in towards the chest. And step the right foot forward, maybe with the aid of the hand, maybe it's a couple of steps. Exhale, drop the left heel, and leading with the left hand, sweep the left hand forward, up and back, reach through the right fingertips, warrior two, bend into that right knee. And let's take a peek, maybe we need to widen our stance. Can we see our right big toe? And if we can't, maybe we turn the left toes in just a bit. Take a moment to lean back slightly. Bring the head over the heart, over the pelvis. Wrap the left bicep out. Gaze can be down the front middle finger. Or maybe gaze is forward. Keeping the head, chin, over heart and pelvis. And press into the outside edge of the left foot. Deep bend in the right knee. Flip the right palm. Inhale, shift the torso forward and up. Lengthen up and out. Expand through the right ribs. Maybe the right arm rainbows back. Take an inhale, reverse warrior. Gently pull the right thumb back to peel the heart open. On an exhale, again, we lengthen through the torso. Bring the right forearm to the top of the right thigh. Good. And with our left hand, we'll sweep the left hand down like the hands of a clock. Forward. Inhale, reach through the left fingertips. Turn the left pinkies down. And use this to roll your heart open and plug the left shoulder in. Maybe gaze up. We can also have the left hand here. Find the variation that works for you. Legs are working super hard. Find an inhale here. Exhale, root down. Good. Reverse triangle. Inhale, straighten through the right leg. Gently pull the right hip back because maybe the left hip melts slightly forward. Feet stay the same. Left hand down, right hand up. Inhale here. Breathe into the rib cage. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Pull the right hip back, melt the left hip forward. Bring right hand maybe to a block on the outside of the right leg on any height here. And we want to make sure we're keeping a tiny bend in this right knee. And with our hips in a neutral-ish position, maybe we reach our left arm to the sky. Maybe we keep left hand on the hip. Find your Trikonasana, core engagement here. Deep breath in, long breath out. Good. On an inhale, lift the torso, bend into the right knee, warrior two. Good. Flip the right palm. Inhale, shift forward, up and back, reverse warrior or peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle. Swoop the left hand forward. Plug the left shoulder in by turning the right pinkies down. And we have an option to pause here. Find strength in that right leg. Or maybe with the help of our block, we bring the block forward just a bit to the outside of the left foot so we can keep our shoulders stacked and begin to lift the left leg any amount. Slowly, begin to turn the left hip open. Half moon. Kick into the left foot. Allow that to be what stabilizes you. Strong in the right standing leg. And maybe we reach left hand to the sky, or similar to our triangle, we keep hands on the hips, strong core, deep breath in. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Left toes touch down, right knee bends. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, lift the left heel, pivot the toes to point forward and windmill the palms down. Step the right foot back to meet the left and find your flow. Maybe knees, chest, chin. Exhale, lower all the way to the abdomen and rise for Cobra, Bhujangasana. And exhale, release. Good. Press up through tabletop and we'll meet again in our child's pose. Option to take the knees wide. Maybe you'd like to bring a blanket on the backs of the calves. Maybe you reach the arms forward or bring a block beneath the forehead or the chest. And pause for 5 full cycles of breath here. Notice the impact of the practice on the two sides of the body. Bringing them together, creating union, clearing the mind, and coming home to yourself. Find one more full cycle of breath wherever you've landed. Travel to the end of your exhale. Good. On an inhale, press into the palms, shift forward, shoulders over the wrists, knees under the hip points, tuck the toes. Exhale, sink the hips towards the heels. Take an inhale here, hover the knees off the mat. And on your exhale, tail to sky, heels towards the earth, downward dog. Pedal it out. Take what you need, and then maybe find stillness here. Good, and we'll find that sequence on the second side. Root down through the right heel. Inhale, left leg lifts any amount. Left toes turn down, lifting from the left inner thigh to keep the hips neutral. Exhale, hug left knee to chest, think cat pose as you wave the spine, shoulders over the wrists, and step the left foot forward, melt the right heel down, leading with the right hand. Inhale, shift forward, up and back, warrior two. Again, maybe we lean back slightly. Option always to widen or shorten the stance. Find where breath comes with ease today in your body. There is no goalpost here. Maybe you close down the eyes, test your balance, engage the core. Soften the shoulders down, wrap the right bicep out. Good. Reverse warrior, flip the left palm, inhale, shift forward, up and back. Right hand reaches down the right leg, or maybe comes to the low back, reaching for the left leg. Good. Inhale, extend through the torso. And bring left hand. Bring left forearm to the top of the left thigh. And sweep the right hand like the hands of a clock forward, pinkies down, plug the right shoulder in. Again, maybe we have right hand reaching towards the sky. Find the variation that brings you home. Strong obliques here. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Press into the outside edge of that right foot, long line, thumb to heel. Good. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten through the right leg. Right hip melts forward as left hip pulls back. Reach the left hand up. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Left hand to the outside of the left leg. Tiny bend in that left knee. Or maybe we bring the left hand to a block. Bring the earth up to you. And as we reach the right arm towards the sky, we peel the heart open, keeping our base the same, finding a little bit of a twist here. Inhale here. And exhale here. Good. Find an exhale in your Trikonasana. On an inhale, bend into the left knee. Come home, warrior two. Good. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Shift forward, up and back. Maybe peel the left thumb back to open through the heart. Create space in the torso. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, extended side angle, left forearm. Top of the left thigh. Right hand sweeps forward or maybe turns to the sky. And we have our option to stay here, playing, maybe working on bringing hand to the outside of the left foot, maybe starting with the left hand on a block. Or we take our block forward and launch on an inhale. Find your half moon. Ooh, maybe you're practicing near a wall or a chair or a stool, wherever you are. Kick into that right foot, left toes point forward. Maybe right hand to the sky, maybe to the hip. Strong core here. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, bend into the left knee. Allow the ground to meet you. Find your warrior two. Beautiful. And on an inhale, windmill the palms forward. Lift the right heel and find your flow. Maybe this time we lower halfway. Find your Chaturanga Dandasana. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Beautiful work. Inhale for cobra or sphinx or upward dog. And exhale, release. Make your way to downward dog one more time. Beautiful work, my friends. Take an inhale here through the nose. And out the mouth, let it go. On another inhale, lift the heels, come up high on the tippy toes. Exhale, soft knees, lower all the way to the earth. Untuck the toes. Come home once more to child's pose. This time we'll find more of a traditional variation. Legs zipped up together. Bringing the fingertips by the toes. And here we allow the shoulders to round. Maybe forehead kisses the earth or a block. And we begin to rock side to side. Breathing into the back body, massaging the sinuses. This is also a great shape for digestion as we're compressing the abdomen with the tops of the thighs and using the breath to massage the internal organs. Take what you need here. Find an exhale. And on an inhale, slowly lift the head over the heart, over the pelvis, kneeling back of your space. Sink the hips to the left, kick the right leg long. Coming into our seated tree, switching gears, cooling it down. Sole the left foot to the inside of the right leg. Maybe we'd like to support the left knee with a block or a pillow, or lift the hips onto a pillow, a blanket, just to encourage a little bit of length in the spine. And maybe we keep a bend in this right knee. Wherever you are, root down, maybe peel the flesh away from the sit bones. Inhale, sweep the hands up overhead, fingers spread wide like two suns. And exhale, begin to hollow out the abdomen, hinge forward any amount. Maybe hands come to blocks. We stay up tall on the palms and keep integrity in the spine. Or maybe we begin to walk the hands forward and allow the head to dangle. Keeping in mind there is no hierarchy of shape. There is no goalpost of more or less value. The most valuable shape you can make is the one that allows the most ease for your breath in your body. And pause here. Begin to walk the palms in, slowly lifting the head. Take an inhale here. And exhale, settle in. Bring the left palm to plant behind the left glute. Inhale, baby wild thing. Sweep the right hand in a crescent shape up and around as you lift the hips. Big stretch, big breath. Exhale, sink the hips, side body, tree, right ribs in line with the right knee. Reach towards the right foot, the shin, any amount, whatever allows us to stay rooted in this left hip, and extend the left arm up and over. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Allow that left hip to be even heavier. Good. Inhale brings you back through center. We'll take it to the second side. Right knee bends, left leg long, sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg. And pause for a moment to see what may be unique about this side. Maybe we need to add or subtract a prop. And on an inhale, sweep the hands up overhead. Maybe gaze follows. And exhale, hinge and fold. Good. Find an exhale here. And on an inhale, begin to slowly crawl the fingerprints back towards the hips. Stack the bones, head over heart, right hand plants behind the body. Inhale, lift the hips, left arm up and overhead. Baby wild thing, big breath, big stretch. Exhale, sink the hips, side body bend, left ribs in line with the left knee, right hip heavy. Right arm reaches up and overhead. Maybe you pull the right thumb back, gently peel the heart open. Pause for a cycle of breath here, reaching through the right fingertips, sending the breath from right hip to right fingertips. Good. Inhale brings you back through center. And kick the right leg long to meet the left. Scooch your booty bones up just a bit. And we'll move into our Navasana, our boat pose, with a couple of options along the way. Starting here, sitting up tall with the knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat. And bring the hands behind the thighs. From here, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, deep breath in, and find your core engagement here. Maybe we begin to slowly tilt back, maintaining this length, this lift of the heart, of the rib cage. Mindful not to dump excess pressure or weight in the tail, in the lumbar spine, the low back. Maybe we lean back so much so that our toes become light on the earth. And maybe we lift one toe any amount, and then lift the other any amount. Maybe for one big beautiful breath, option to have the hands still in the backs of the thighs, or maybe bring the palms face up, floating, framing the legs. And maybe maintaining this lift core connection, we slowly hover the feet any amount, keeping in mind that there is no goalpost shape. All of those options can be your Navasana, your boat pose. Find one more deep breath wherever you are. Lift the heart a little higher. And exhale, sink the feet towards the earth. Give the knees a big hug. Maybe drop the forehead towards the knees or keep it lifted. And take some deep breaths here. Recalibrate. Good. We'll find one more boat pose before we take it all the way down, reclined to our mat. Starting with the hands behind the thighs. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Begin to lift the heart. Maybe lean back slightly, maintaining this lift. And for just a moment, maybe we hover the toes. And I invite you here to challenge yourself. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to fall out. Maybe for one big beautiful breath, we lift the shins parallel with the mat, release the backs of the legs, or straighten through the legs any amount. Deep, beautiful breath in here. And exhale, release. Good job. Come home. Give your knees a little hug, a little sway. And when you're ready, we'll slowly roll the spine down, coming back to a flat back position. And we'll take a moment here just to be neutral, to reacquaint with our mat, with the earth, with the surface supporting us. Maybe you'd like constructive rest for space in the low back, in the sacrum, soles of the feet mats with knees gently knocked together. And take some deep breaths here, perhaps elongating your exhales as you make your way closer to Shavasana, to rest. And on an inhale, stretch out long from fingertips to toes. Deep breath in. Exhale, hug the knees in towards the chest. And allow the knees to drape to the left. Maybe extend right arm out to the right. Gaze can fall to one side or stay neutral. Maybe we support the knees with a block, a blanket, or a pillow. Wherever you are, invite a softness. Find one more full cycle of breath here. Use your inhale to draw the knees back through center. And exhale, guide the knees to the right for your twist. Take what you need here. And allow the pieces of your body to fall naturally. To find ease in the breath. Find one more full cycle of breath here. And use your inhale to draw the knees back through center, soles of the feet meet the mat. Setting up for bridge pose, snuggle the heels up towards the sit bones, shoulder blades, down the back body. Reach the fingertips, palms face down towards the heels. Find your foundation here. Press into the palms, press into the feet. Inhale, begin to tilt the tail towards the sky, lifting the hips. And we'll pause for a few breaths here, knees in line with hip points. Drawing the tailbone long, softening the shoulders and the neck, maybe creating a little bit of space in the front of the throat. Lifting the heart and the rib cage gently. And you're welcome to bring a block beneath the hips here for supported variation of your bridge pose. Wherever you are, charge through the heels, almost like you're drawing a line to the shoulder blades. And continue that line of engagement from hips to the backs of the knees. Maybe you close down the eyes and use this energetic through line to find your own individual alignment. Find one more deep breath in. And exhale, lower all the way back. Good job, yogis. Beautiful work. We'll hug the knees in towards the chest. For reclined child's pose or your seed shape. Maybe you rock side to side. Or maybe you find a reclined squat, taking the knees wide. Or maybe you'd like to opt for happy baby, peace fingers around the big toes, inside or outside edge of the foot. Wherever you are, allow the sacrum to spread like a fan on the earth, to become long. And remind yourself there is no goalpost shape here. There is only where you can breathe with ease. So choose your own adventure. Take a few more breaths wherever you've landed. And we'll make our way to a Shavasana shape, a rest shape for space in the low back. Maybe you choose constructive rest, soles of the feet wide, knees gently knocked together. Maybe hands rest on the torso, the heart space, the ribs, or fall naturally to either side. Perhaps you'd like more of a traditional Shavasana shape, and you kick the legs long, wider than hips width, maybe toes fall out to either side. And you have the hands rest naturally or maybe on the body as you snuggle the shoulder blades beneath. Option to lift the back of the head, tuck the chin, and release it back down, creating space in the back of your neck. Or we have a restorative option for Shavasana today. So if you'd like to try that, you're welcome to grab a blanket rolled up long. Maybe you have a towel that you can use for this. And a bolster or a blanket rolled up like a burrito, or you can take a block beneath each knee. So take your bolster or your blocks, bring them behind the backs of the knees. Make your way to a reclined shape, again, finding that length in the back of the neck. And we can take our blanket and maybe we'd like to rest it over the abdomen. Or we can take our blanket and bring it across the brow for a little pratyahara. And a little bit of pressure on the eyes is okay, but we don't want to be squashing our eyeballs or anything. And sweep the arms up overhead. Allow the elbow creases to rest on the tail ends of your blanket. Maybe you clasp the hands overhead or just let them rest naturally and begin to soften. Maybe find that space between the top teeth and the bottom teeth. Soften the tongue down to the bottom of the mouth. Bring space to the tiny muscles in the forehead, the eyes, the shoulders, the chest. Allow this settling in to spread throughout the body to the torso, the hips, the quads, and the knees. Send your breath down the shins, through the ankles, the tops and bottoms of your feet, and the toes. From your shoulders, let it melt down your elbows, forearms, front and back of the palms, and fingertips. Feel the support of the earth beneath you. Maybe allow the physical body to spread like soft moss on a forest floor or silk on a bed. Be held here in the palm of your Shavasana shape. Maybe we allow the hitchhiker thoughts through the galaxy of our mind to pass without judgment as you continue to soften deeper in. Remind yourself it's okay. You are allowed to take rest, to allow whatever it is that's waiting outside the four corners of your mat to stay waiting as you rest and digest the nutrients of your practice and allow the energetic body time and space to come home and discover the new and beautiful space you took the time to make today. And the next time you hear my voice, I will be guiding you out. You're welcome to stay in your Shavasana shape for as long as time allows. But if you're ready, if it's time to take the practice off the mat and into the rest of your day, into the world, I invite you to bring an awareness back to the breath. Maybe it becomes deeper. And take this awareness to the tips of the toes. Maybe the points of contact your body makes with the earth. Bring some soft, easy movements. Maybe knead the toes like a cat making biscuits, slow and mindful. And rub the thumbs in small circles around each fingertip as you continue to deepen the breath. Allow this movement to gradually increase. Maybe a roll of the ankles and the wrists. Open and spread the palms. And on an inhale, stretch out long, fingertips to toes. And on an exhale, hug the knees in towards the chest. And allow the body to come to one side, pillow the head with the bicep here. Taking a moment of rest in this fetal shape. the original asana, the shape we all made, this symbol of new beginnings and connection to each other. When you're ready, I invite you to make your way to a comfortable seat, maybe with the gaze soft or the eyes still closed down, where we can take a deep breath in together to celebrate this time spent in our yoga community, to honor the decision you made to fill your cup, to meet yourself as you are today in the present moment, and come home to the breath. From your comfortable seat, on an inhale, sweep the hands up overhead. Maybe inner gaze follows as you gather the energy up, seal in the benefits of your practice. And on an exhale, draw the thumbs down to the sternum, maybe gently dip chin to chest. Namaste.